In 2026, the rich didn't work harder. They owned different things. Let me show you two stories. Person A works 50 hours a week, saves diligently, has a 401k, a mortgage, maybe some index funds. By all measures, doing everything right. Person B works the same hours, but in 2024, they quietly started buying a different set of assets. Assets most people had never even heard of. 2 years later, Person B isn't rich because they got lucky. They're rich because they understood one thing. In 2026, what you own matters more than what you earn. In this video, I'm going to give you the 10 assets that are doing exactly that right now. And I'm saving the most powerful one for last, because it's the one that's hiding in plain sight and almost nobody is using it. Let's start where most people least expect it: cash. In 2026, cash is no longer the enemy of wealth. Sitting cash is. But cash parked in the right place? That's a different story. Platforms like Fidelity, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and SoFi are paying 4.5 to over 5% annually, with virtually zero risk. That's better than what the entire stock market returned in some full decades. This won't make you a millionaire, but it is the foundation every smart wealth builder starts with. Your emergency fund, your cash reserves, they should be working right now. Asset number 9, fractional real estate. Here's a question. What if you could own a piece of a rental property in Phoenix, Arizona, without a mortgage, without a down payment, without ever meeting a tenant? That's fractional real estate. And in 2026, it's one of the fastest growing wealth vehicles for everyday people. Platforms like Arrived Homes, Fundrise, and Realty Mogul let you invest in real properties for as little as $100. You earn quarterly rental income, you benefit from property appreciation, and you do absolutely none of the landlord work. Real estate has created more millionaires than almost any other asset class in history. The only barrier used to be capital. In 2026, that barrier is gone. Asset number 8, AI-powered solo businesses. We are living through the greatest leverage moment in the history of business, and most people are completely missing it. One person with the right AI toolkit can now run what used to require a team of 10. AI writing tools, image generators, automation platforms, customer service bots, they've turned the solo entrepreneur into a one-person empire. These aren't side hustles. These are cash-flowing businesses being built for under $500 in startup costs, scaling to 6 figures within a year. The asset isn't the AI tool. It's the business you build on top of it. Asset number 7, digital products. Here's the most important word in wealth building that most people overlook: scalability. A digital product, an ebook, a Notion template, an online course, a preset pack, a swipe file is something you make once and sell forever. No inventory, no shipping, no employees, no overhead. The barrier to entry is almost laughably low. A well-designed Canva template, a guide that solves a specific problem, a course built in a week. People are generating life-changing income from files they made in an afternoon. Asset number 6, index funds and ETFs. Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, told everyday people exactly what to do with their money. Almost none of them listened. Over 90% of actively managed funds underperform the S&P 500 over a 10-year period. The people trying to beat the market usually lose to it, but the people who simply bought the market, they won. $500 a month. 30 years, 10% average annual return. That's over $1 million. Not from genius, not from luck, from patience and consistency. Asset number 5, Bitcoin and scarce digital assets. Before you scroll past this one, hear the actual argument. Bitcoin in 2026 is not what it was in 2017. It is now held by sovereign nations, by pension funds, by the largest asset managers on the planet. The conversation has fundamentally changed. The thesis is simple. There is a provably finite supply, and demand is growing. Every 4 years, the rate of new supply gets cut in half. Historically, price follows. This is not financial advice, but a small allocation, 2 to 5% of a portfolio, in a provably scarce asset is something that serious investors in 2026 are no longer ignoring. Asset number 4. Content and personal brand. What if there was an asset you could build starting today with $0 that would appreciate in value every single year and could never be repossessed? A personal brand is a distribution machine. An audience is leverage. And in 2026, even a small but engaged following of 10,000 people is enough to launch a product, fill a course, land brand deals, or attract high-ticket clients. The channel you're watching right now. This is a content asset. Every video is a piece of property on the internet that generates views and value indefinitely. No recession can take your audience. No employer can fire you from your platform. Start building. Every day you don't is a day someone else takes the attention that could have been yours. Asset number 3, acquiring small businesses. Here's a secret that private equity firms have known for decades and that everyday people are finally discovering. Right now, millions of baby boomers are retiring. They own profitable, cash-flowing businesses, laundromats, plumbing companies, landscaping firms, car washes, cleaning services, and they want out. The businesses make money. They just need a new owner. What makes this extraordinary is seller financing, where the previous owner essentially loans you the money to buy it. You pay them from the profits the business generates. You acquire a cash-flowing asset with little capital up front. This is how the wealthy think. Not just build, buy. Platforms like BizBuySell list thousands of these businesses every single month. Asset number 2, intellectual property and royalties. Imagine creating something in 3 hours and then getting paid for it every single month for the rest of your life. That is the power of intellectual property. A book, a song, a photograph, a patent, a piece of software. Anything that can be licensed to others becomes a royalty-generating machine. You create once. The world pays you forever. And in 2026, AI tools have made the creation process easier than ever. The barrier is no longer talent or access. The barrier is simply deciding to start. Stock photo contributors, musicians on DistroKid, authors on Kindle Direct Publishing, they don't trade time for money. They trade creation once for income forever. Asset number 1 is not crypto. It's not real estate. It's not a stock. It's you. Every single person watching this has knowledge that someone else desperately needs and will pay for. The nurse who understands hospital billing, the mechanic who knows fleet maintenance, the teacher who understands learning science, the chef who knows food cost management. The difference between the wealthy and the struggling in 2026 is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is packaging. The wealthy took what they knew and turned it into something the market would pay for repeatedly, without them trading time for dollars every single time. This is the only asset on this entire list that no market crash can destroy. No platform can ban it out of existence. No recession can take it from you, because it lives inside your head. And it compounds. Every year you practice, every client you serve, every book you read makes it more valuable. The question isn't whether your knowledge is valuable. It is. The question is, when do you start treating it like it is? You made it. And I promised you something at the start. Here it is. The framework every person on this list used, whether they knew it or not. Acquire something small. Build a system. Scale by reinvesting. Your digital product funds your index fund. Your royalties fund your business acquisition. Every asset feeds the next one. You don't need all 10 of these. You need one. Right now, this week, not this year, not someday, pick one asset from this list and take one action toward it. Which asset are you starting with? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this gave you one new idea, subscribe, because we're going deeper on each of these this month. See you in the next one.